Okay, so today we're going to talk about um, balancing equations. So this is exciting. This is a big moment for you. So the law of conservation of mass states that matter can neither be created nor destroyed. So we're understanding that, at least in chemical reactions, um, that atoms are only rearranged. You can't have atoms just disappearing. So if we have a look at this particular equation here, we have, the reactants over here and we have the products over there. Well, what we're saying is we have one magnesium over here, yeah, and we end up with one magnesium over there. But then we have two oxygens here, and somehow we only have one oxygen coming out the other end. So that means that this equation here is unbalanced, right? We've got to have the same amount before as after, right? You've got to remember that this arrow kind of means, after the reaction has occurred, right? So we've got to have the same number of oxygens after. So we've got to fix that. So that's the problem that we're going to try and fix, right? So we have reactants over the left, products over the side. I think it's really important to know this because if you don't know that, then you're going to have trouble with all the questions. And I will tell you that a number of times we ask a question like, how many atoms are there in the products? And they count the number of atoms on the other side or something, then, there's all sorts of problems, right? The second thing I think is really important to know is the difference between coefficients and subscripts. So these numbers up the front here, right, are the number of the entire molecule, right? So that's saying there's two Y2s. This one is saying that there are two XY2s. This absence of a number is saying that there's one X2, right? Again, if it doesn't have a number, it means there's a 1. Right? We wouldn't put 0 of something. There's no 0 uraniums in this, right? We wouldn't bother putting that. If we're putting it in there, it means there's at least 1. Right? The subscript means that there are 2 of this particular atom within the molecule, right? So saying that there are, within this molecule, there are 2 Y atoms, right? Here, they're saying there are 2 Y atoms and 1 X atom. So for this here, saying there's 2 Y atoms, 1 X atom within the molecule, and there are 2 XY2 molecules, all right? So let's have a look at why this is balanced. It's also going to help you understand what these coefficients mean. Because if we spread these out, X, X, XY, and X, YY, right? We can see here that we've started with 2 x's on this side and we've ended up with 1 x on that side, right? So there's one less product on the left-hand side. So how do we balance it, right? We can't just put a subscript here. We need to put, say there's 2 of these molecules, right? So if there's 2 x's on that side, it means we're going to need to put a 2 over here, all right? So because there was the 2 x's, we need to have 2 x's. But wait, that's changed the number of y's now, right? It's now saying that there's 2 y's per molecule, and there are two molecules. So 2 y's per molecule, 2 molecules, there are actually 4. 2 times 2 is 4, but there are only 2 over this side and 4 over this side. So you need to then put another 2 over here. All right, so now we have, let's go back and check. We have 2 x's, right? We have 2 x's. We have 4 y's, 2 times 2, and we have 4 y's. Perfect. Now we're done. Right? And to spread that out, to show what it really means, it means that there are, all right, I think this is kind of poor, but yeah. So there's 2 x's and 4 y's, 2 x's and 4 y's. Okay. So some essential rules I want to go through. You cannot change the subscript or the order of the molecules, right? So, if you can't change the small number down the bottom, you can only change the number of molecules, right? If you were to say that a hamburger has to have 2 patties for every bun, right? And you got a certain number of patties and a certain number of buns. You can't change how many patties are in each bun. You just need to increase the number of overall burgers, right? Um, so we'll talk more about that when we get there. I'll use the hamburger analogy in a bit more detail. But if you, that's all we've got for today. Have a go at the question, and I will talk to you in class.